If I can remember, God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God, I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday. On this Monday, man, y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional trying hauls, y'all know we have Music Monday, which is today, man. And it is a holiday, so Memorial Day, so salutes to the people that are off and relaxing, man. I definitely am off, but I'm still grinding, as you guys always know. But at the same time, it doesn't mean we can't go live, right? Okay, so this is where we take a break from the sneaker talk, right? Okay, even though we've been having a lot of heat kind of drop in the sneaker world, but you know, I also like to think that hip hop and of course sneakers go hand in hand. So this is how this, you know, segment of my channel kind of came about. So pretty much a nice topic. We're gonna keep it so pretty simple here. We got 3 topics, of course. We're going to do another update on the Diddy trial. Apparently, Kid Cudi has testified, so we're going to see what that's about. We'll probably start with Rod Wave. He's been arrested also, and I'm pretty sure he's made bail. Looks like he's had a firearm on him, and a certain situation is going down, so we're going to start there. And then we'll transition on to Tory's prison attacker, pretty much consider like what last live we did. His attacker pretty much stabbed him, and then Tory had to be rushed to the emergency room, but he survived it. So looks like his attacker is claiming self-defense, and they have moved Tory into another pretty much facility, right? Okay, for safety purposes. It's not one of those Tories like beg to be under like I don't know PC, which is pretty much protective custody is what they call it, right? Tory was in general population, so pretty much he was about it, I ain't gonna say about it, but he didn't want to be treated and he didn't want no special treatment, you know what I'm saying? Especially when he feels like he doesn't deserve to be there in the first place. Of course, as Meg, she's speaking out, her attorney speaking out. And yeah, man, that's pretty much the three major topics we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to keep it simple. And of course, we do, for the people who are signed up for the Sold Out Discord, we do have a sports section. Ironically, we've been keeping up with the playoffs. And looks like tonight we have pretty much the Timberwolves that's going to be battling OKC, which is the Thunders. So we'll see how they do as well. Going to be a very interesting joint. I'm definitely going to catch that right after I get off live. So y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out. Really means a lot to the kid. And of course, more sneaker content on the way. I've caught. I should be having within like sometime this week, hopefully, some unboxings and reviews and what have you and whatnot. And then we do have the rare airs coming on Friday as well, which for some strange reason I thought it was Saturday. But as I continue to just make content, you start to get corrected on the date. So y'all let me know if audio and visual is okay. And yeah, we'll get the party started. Looks like we got Long Beach Joe Jess in the building. Says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? What up, homie? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming in and out. Really means a lot to the kid. And looks like audio and visual is okay on my end. So again, I think I'm going to start with the Rod Wave story real quick because this kind of just recently happened May 21st, which, right now we're on the 26th. But, I only do Music Monday once a week, so pretty much I try to get caught up as much as possible. Rod Wave has been making moves in the music industry too. He's kind of one of those artists where I feel like it's a gray area to kind of put him in a certain spot, right? Okay, because, he falls under rap and hip-hop, but he kind of he harmonizes. I'm not gonna say we should put him in an R&B category where he can hang with for example, probably not a good example, but like R. Kelly, what have you, or Jacquees. But then Jacquees got that flow too, but Jacquees leans more into the R&B world. Can we put Rod Wave in there with Chris Brown and Jacquees, right? Okay, just examples. There's tons of R&B artists that are great as well, but these are the two that are just coming off the top of my head. So this is probably why they put Rod Wave in like that hip hop / rap / category. But they don't really consider themselves probably as rappers, kind of like how Post Malone kind of didn't consider himself as a rapper. They got just different vibes. You know what I'm saying? Another person I can think of too is P&D, pretty much Party Next Door. He doesn't fall under R&B, but he puts him under R&B and hip hop, but at the same time, is he fully that, right? It's a gray area. I feel like they got their own lane, but what can you call it? So they got to put him somewhere. So it's kind of like one of those like pick one. And want to say you're more hip hop and rap than R&B. But anyway, let me share my screen real quick. Like I said, I'm only going to be on the joint for like roughly an hour, so we got 45 minutes to knock this joint out. Give me a second real quick, and I'll be sharing my screen. And boom, should be sharing my screen right here on Music Monday, man. Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out. Really means a lot to the kid. And yeah, so Rod Wave arrested on gun and assault charges. This was May 21st. It says Atlanta, Georgia. It says Rod Wave has been arrested on multiple felony charges relating to an alleged violent incident that took place last month. The 25-year-old rapper was taken into custody on May 20th and charged with a whopping 13 different felonies, including aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a felony, pointing a gun at another person, criminal damage to property, reckless conduct, and tampering with evidence. So I'm assuming, right, I'm not going to see him get any full jail time, but with an attorney and, the right amount of money, they'll figure something out. That doesn't mean he's got to snitch on this and the third, but I almost, like, how should I put this? You've been in a certain situation where sometimes it's better to just see what deals they got on the table. And I will say this, the more money you're willing to put up, usually the better the deal. right? And that's just how the law works here in America, allegedly. And again, this whole live is alleged and opinionated based too. Before we go any further, because I don't even want to I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I noticed I've seen people do worse things and get nothing, you know what I'm saying? And we don't got to go down a rabbit hole or take any names, right? It says Rod quickly secured a bond and was released from jail on the same day. Details surrounding the incident are, and again, we don't know if this is true. This is alleged. I wasn't there, and I don't see any video footage, so I don't know. Says details surrounding the incident are scarce, and neither the police nor Rod Wave have yet made a statement about the case. Rod Wave was no shortage of previous brushes with the law. Last year, he was arrested on gun possession charges, but he was quickly released due to what appeared to be a technical error relating to the wrong charges being filed. Rod was arrested on the specific charge of a firearm possession by a convicted felon. Through there has been a dispute about whether the rapper is actually a convicted felon. So I mean, again, they can't confirm or deny. Is he a convicted felon? I didn't know Rod Wave have done, any time or a convicted felon. And I'm not saying he hasn't, but I mean, that is one thing that is important, right? So they got to get to the bottom of that before they can hit him with certain charges. His lawyer, Mark Rankin, said at the time, if you took 2 minutes to look at his record online, you would see that he's not a convicted felon, and these are police officers that know how to check somebody's criminal record. They cited a specific case in the affidavit to get him arrested, but if you look at the case, he was charged with a felony, and then it was reduced to a misdemeanor. It takes 2 clicks to see that, so according to his lawyer, he's not a convicted felon, and that's a good thing. The arrested affidavit says that the Soulfly star was convicted of a felon in November 2017 for carrying a concealed firearm, but court records show that he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of carrying a concealed weapon. Rod Wave has also previously been charged with a domestic violence incident in 2022 where he alleged strangled his girlfriend. Now, I did hear about that one, but again, it kind of just went quiet. Keep in mind, this is in 2022, and we're all the way in 2025. That's roughly 3 years. Don't mean it didn't happen, but it's kind of one of those, maybe they kind of made some deal behind the scene. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of one of those, sometimes we hear about things and then we never get an update on them. It says charges in the case was later dropped. There you go right there. So the cases have been dropped. Rod Wave also spent time in juvenile detention center after shooting another man in the foot when he was 15 years old. Despite authorities pursuing attempt murder charges, it was later claimed that the incident was an accident and the case was also dropped. So again, he doesn't have any major charges on him from what I get from it, right? Okay, so I'm not saying that he's not a bad guy or he's not a good guy, but at the same time, it looks like all the charges they've had on Rod Wave, it hasn't been able to stick just yet. But I did put that in the Discord, shameless plug in the music section, that, Rod Wave had some stuff that's going on. So now we're going to transition on to Tory, for a good strong 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll close out with Diddy and an update on his case because, again, Kid Cudi has testified in the case, and with this Diddy trial, it's something that's like every week, right? Okay, and to be honest, man, not to get off mode, but we're definitely on mode with the Diddy case. It seems like these stories get more wilder and wilder. I'm not saying they're not true. I'm not saying they are true, but I'm saying they really, get to another planet with these stories. I'm like, is this real? You know what I'm saying? Again, it may be. But let me go ahead and close out on the pretty much Rod Wave story. We'll get on Tory Lanez because it looks like he's been attacked in prison, but the person that attacked him, they're claiming self-defense. And then we will pretty much transition on to Tory Lanez being moved to a new prison after being stabbed by the inmate, even though they're claiming self-defense. And we'll see what Meg had to say. So pretty much, let me share my screen again real quick, and then we'll get the party started. Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming it out. Boom, should be seeing my screen again. It says Tory Lanez attacker claims he acted in self-defense. This was May 26th on pretty much when they posted. So pretty much this is the day, because the day is May 26th. Tory Lanez, prison attacker who has stabbed him 14 times, right? Tory is a soldier, bruh. Let's just keep it real. He a soldier, stabbed 14 times, and he's like still, it kind of gives me, and everybody want to compare themselves to Pac. And I'm not saying Tory has compared themselves to Pac, but a lot of people compare them like, Pac got shot 9 times. We got other rappers that's been shot 5 times. Even 50 said he got shot 9 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the magic number. So now you got stabbed 9 times. So if being stabbed 14 times equivalent to being shot 9 times, right? Again, you can die from being stabbed too many times. Ain't no way you can't say how you can go out, right? Okay, and I don't wish that on anybody, but I'm just saying, like, maybe this is what, Tory obviously is finna get in the lab and get creative, and salute to Tory too. And I'm not picking sides between him, Meg, and Kelsey and the bodyguard or what have you. But what I am saying, this whole story with Tory Lanez and Meg them and all that, I said this from day one. All of them have kind of been caught, like, in some way, shape, or form. It seems suspect. I don't know who's lying or who's not. But Meg say this, but then getting to court had to say something opposite. Tory didn't say anything. And then Kelsey didn't kind of say anything either. So, it definitely raises a red flag. Now, who is what or guilty for real in real life, I don't know. But it says, San Antonio Caso, the alleged attacker who is already serving a life sentence for murder, spoke to TMZ about his view on the stabbing. How did they get an interview with a guy that's like locked up serving life? And I'm not saying it's not possible, but like, holy shit, Casino claims that he heard on the prison grapevine that Lanez was planning to attack him and had put a bounty out on his head. This is my thing. Why would Tory have a reason to want to put a bounty on your head and was going to attack you, Again, Castro added that. This is my thing, too. Even if homie's found lying and he's found guilty, what are they going to do? Keep in mind, he's already serving life, right? And I know what you're saying. Well, they'll tack on more years. But it's like, I'm no genius, but if I had to guess, allegedly, homie's not planning to come home no time soon, so he probably doesn't give a fuck. He no disrespect, he's probably planning to, finish out the rest of his days in there already. I'm just guessing. I don't know. It says Casino added that he then crossed paths with the Canadian rapper and he saw something bulging out his pocket. The convicted said he believed it was a weapon, so attacked Lanez. Casino and Lanez used to be based in the neighboring cells and allegedly had previously a positive relationship. So that's the thing. Tory probably didn't anticipate it. Tory thought they was cool, but now apparently they didn't have a positive relationship like Tory thought. It says it is not known, I'm assuming what they mean, what led up to the breakdown in their relationship, while Casino also claims that he had been stabbed during the melee, whatever that means. In response to the interview, Lane's legal team said the recent attempt on his life was savage and furious, underscoring the clear and present danger he faces while incarcerated. Any claims to be contrary to particular from an individual serving a life sentence on a heinous crime is not only baseless but absurd fabrication. They added, his continued confinement is both miscarriage of justice and a threat to his safety. He must be released immediately. So they're saying, like, well, I get what they're saying. Well, it seems like they moved him to another prison too. We're about to transition to that story. But it's my thing. I guess they were like, well, once Tory gets healed up, they're gonna put him in solitary confinement. But that's kind of like, from what I hear from it, some people can take it, some people can't. You know what I'm saying? Ironically, I've been in a similar situation, not on the prison side of things where you're confined and there's nothing you can do and you're just locked in waiting for somebody to bring you something. Some people, can handle it like a champ. Some people need human interaction. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Tory can or cannot handle it, but it is kind of one of those, I get where his attorneys are saying it's kind of unfair, release him. But I don't think it's just that simple, too. The Canadian rapper was stabbed a total of 14 times, even though it is reported that the prison staff responded to the attack immediately and gave Lanez prompt medical aid before he was transferred to the hospital. Lanez suffered serious injuries from the attack, with both of his lungs collapsing, resulting in him being put on a breathing machine by the doctors. Despite the severity of the attack, Lanez is now breathing on his own and is able to talk. He is also expected to make a full recovery from the attack. Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in 2020, allegedly. I'm going to put that on there, even though the article doesn't say that. His attorney is currently using the incident to attempt to get him a pardon from California Governor Gavin Newsom, but that has been met with silence by the politician, with Meg herself blasted Lanez's most recent bid for freedom. So pretty much we'll get what Meg's I'm trying to say. I know her attorneys that spoke out, but Tory Lanez has been moved to a new prison. But let's see what Meg actually said. This is Meg's lawyers, right? This doesn't necessarily mean these are Meg exact wordings, but I do want to get on this part, and then we'll talk a little bit of Tory as far as being moved to a new prison. And then for like the last 20 minutes or so, we'll cover Diddy and Kid Cudi, if that's all right with you guys. Again, let me know if audio and visual is okay, because everything's looking good on my end. It says Meg Thee Stallion lawyers blast Tory Lanez new evidence. Meg Thee Stallion's lawyers have blasted Tory Lanez and his legal team's claims that they have new evidence which exonerates the Canadian rapper. This is my thing, right? And this is from May 23rd. And I'm not saying Tory did it because I don't know who. Like I said, that whole story, everybody's shit there's holes in it, right? To me, as a judge, I would have dismissed the shit and told me, y'all get y'all shit straight before y'all come back in the fucking courtroom. That's just me. I'm not saying that, because there's holes in Meg's story. There's holes in Kel's story. What is her name? There's holes in Tory's story. And then the girl, the friend, you know what I'm saying? Kelsey, right? But like I said, again, I don't know what went down, but I wasn't there. But I will say this. Why didn't Tory take the stand? His attorney said that they were advised not to, but now he's got new attorneys. And again, the bodyguard, I think, was nowhere to be found. Now all of a sudden he's got like a change of conscience. All this is it's just interesting. It says, in a lengthy report released by the Houston Hottie attorneys, Meg's side outlined the evidence against Lanez, which ultimately convicted him. Meg's attorney, Alex Sparrow, said, despite Mr. Lanez being convicted at the trial by overwhelming evidence that included his own admission of guilt, and his team, flanked by an arrogant person they can find, have pushed whatever misleading narrative they can. Sparrow added, one by one, their misleading statements unrevealed, and all is left is a simple truth. He was convicted by an overwhelming evidence, and those who seek to traumatize the victim of the crime should be called out as foolish bullies. So he's saying the people that are saying something against Meg, because let's just keep it 100. If we go off social media, which doesn't really necessarily mean anything, but I mean, the social media as a whole, a lot of people have, let's just say, questions, right, about the Meg situation. And let's just be real. Tory's went on to release great music. Meg's went on to release great music, but at the same time, she hasn't been moving how she would normally move, right? Okay. So everybody in this situation was in some way, shape, or form was probably affected, and I don't want to sit here and say who to feel bad for, this, that, and the third, because you really don't know if you wasn't there, They say there's more evidence. If it is, I mean, let's get a new trial on the way and see how it goes, is how I look at it. He also dismissed the idea that he had found a credible new witness who can provide or can prove Lanez did not shoot Meg, as well as claims that was new Ring doorbell footage of the shooting. Among the pieces of the evidence and the docket used in the convict Lanez include testimony from both Meg and the witness Kelsey Harris, which that's her best friend at the time, that currently incarcerated rapper offered them $1 million each in exchange for keeping quiet about the incident. So I guess that's a little story that's going around that Tory offered them both $1 million apiece to keep their mouth closed. I'm not saying I believe it or I don't believe it, but at the same time, if you got Chris Brown, and this is alleged too, from we've heard this that Chris Brown helped him pay his attorney fees. I'm assuming he don't got a milli. I'm not counting nobody's pockets, but that's why I'm like, this can kind of be debunked. I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, definitely will make you think. There was also text messages from Lanez to Meg where he apologizes for shooting her, as well as DNA evidence which says there was a 90% chance the shooter was a man. Earlier this week, Meg herself blasted Lanez for continuing to pursue the case in an attempt to overturn his conviction. I mean, if he really deep down feel like he didn't do nothing, I feel like he might as well keep fighting it. What else he got to lose? He already behind bars. She said, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory?" And this is, she put in question mark with an exclamation point. "At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying?" It says, like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? I mean, they're seeking the truth, but she's saying, and I guess in her words, it is the truth. Long Beach says, "This care is so crazy." I mean, it is definitely different. Again, I remember when the whole joint popped off in 2020. All I was saying to myself, I'm like, it sounds kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds weird. And then, at one point they said glass, and then they said it was a shooting, and then next thing you know, Tory was arrested, and then Kelsey gets immunity. I mean, it was kind of unique, But, I mean, Tory did get out on bond. So that means, like, that lets you know that obviously they gave him some type of justification where it's like, it's a possibility that he didn't do it. Yeah, this whole case is crazy. Yeah, it's been crazy from the start. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of one of those pick a sides. And I remember I was in the barbershop around that time, like, when they asked me, like, did you think he did it? I was like, hell, I don't fucking know. And so one side was like, yo, he did it. One side was like, it's impossible. You know what I mean? But again, we don't know. But it's definitely been a divided situation for the most part. It says 1 minute him / y'all. Y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Okay. Meg continued, "I'm sick of the SHIT. Leave me the F alone. He ain't dare get on the stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I don't give a F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Meg Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MFer about shooting me?" I mean, we don't know, so she's saying that she didn't, she's saying she's doubling down. Meg's not taking away from any situation saying that, hey, she didn't do it or she did do it, or no, that Tory did do it or that he didn't do it. She's sticking to her guns, and at the same time, if that's how she feels, she has the right to feel that way. And at the end of the day, let's keep it real. I wasn't there, and to the best of my knowledge, it was her, Tory, Bodyguard, and Kelsey. So somewhere in between all those MFers or mother truckers lies the truth. And again, I feel like this. Everybody's got their own story and is holding back for a reason, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why else? Let's transition on to Tory being moved to a new prison, and then the last part of the live, we'll be talking Diddy and Kid Cudi, right? So it says Tory Lanez moved to a new prison after being stabbed by an inmate. Now, this article was released on May 23rd. It says the Canadian star is currently behind bars after being sentenced to 10 years for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Again, alleged, we don't know, because he keeps appealing it and fighting for it, so he's still saying that he didn't do it, right? Tory Lanez has been moved to a new prison facility in St. Louis, Alpassi County after being stabbed earlier this month. On Thursday, May 22nd, TMZ ran a report about Lanez, who was previously sentenced to 10 years behind bars after being convicted in the Meg Thee Stallion shooting case, being moved from the California Correctional Institution to the California Men's County, or Calling. Says the two facilities are roughly 3 hours apart, so he's been moved 3 hours away. Hopefully in a more safer environment, right? Okay. Again, it's still prison at the end of the day, so how much is safe can you say prison? I've had family members that did time and is currently still doing time, and they prefer certain ones other than the other place because they've been there multiple times. And I don't want to get their business out there, but I guess they know. You know, it says earlier this month, a rep for Lane said that he had been stabbed 14 times, leading to both of his lungs collapsing online. And prison records viewed by Complex confirmed that this is currently incarcerated at California's Mann Colony. Tory's lawyer told TMZ that the rapper is doing fine considering the severity of the injuries, but isn't necessarily happy he had to move to CMC near St. Lucia's Obispo. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. TMZ also stated that while Tory had been a strong community at the first prison, officials could no longer keep Tory safe at Tapeli. So where he's at, and looks like this is some social media post right here where, this ain't a flex. I mean, I never understood these pictures as a flex, but I'm going to click on this. This is the picture right here, I think, of Tory. Tory Lanez in a newly shared photo in prison. So this is what, May 8th? So that's Tory right there. Apparently, got the do-rag on, chilling with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? This is April 5th, 2025. You know what I'm saying? I will say this. I mean, I don't want to say Tory is looking, you know what I'm saying? They don't say don't get too comfortable, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he don't, how should I put it? He don't look sad. You know what I'm saying? He's holding it up. And who the hell they let do this damn artwork in prison? And who the hell took the photo? I mean, I'd be curious. You know what also I'd be curious about? Like, you see homie how he got his own hairstyle in prison? I got a question. Do they have females they let come through and do their hair, or do they let a guy do their hair? Like, what do you do while you locked down? Like, do you get another dude to do it, and it's kind of like no homo type of thing? I don't know. Again, just because the dude does your hair don't make it weird, but I'm just curious, is it other inmates doing the hair in there? Because I know some inmates are known for cutting hair. Ironically, off mode, but on mode, my barber, right, when I pulled up on him on Saturday, homie went in. I heard him over telling the story a few times where he's been in certain situations and they let him, be the barber in there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get into full details, but yeah, it was kind of ironic. I'm like, he made it seem like, it sucked in there, but he was all right, It says news of the stabbing led to another public show of support for Drake, who last year called for Lane's release. It was also followed by another wave of unfollowed claims of Lane's being innocent in connection with the 2020 shooting. Despite Mr. Lane's being convicted at the trial by overwhelming evidence that included his own admission of guilt, this is Meg's attorney, I think, is speaking. He and his team, flanked by an arrogant person they can find, have pushed whatever misleading narrative they can, Alex Sparrow, Meg's lawyer, said this week, echoing past comments he's made about misinformation in the case. In October 2024, Sparrow spoke with Complex in a wake of the viral claim that Lanez had been declared innocent in shooting case. Not only was that claim completely false per Sparrow, but it was part of a larger strategy of Lanez spinning up the nonsense bloggers from jail. Later the same month, Meg took legal action against the blogger for allegedly carrying out a campaign of harassment and cyberbullying at Lane's, expense. This is my thing, dog. That cyberbullying thing, no disrespect. We've seen that happen in sneaker YouTube, and that is a real thing. And people actually win the case, and they actually get, the judge actually signs. I don't get it. Where I grew up from, man, and the time I was going to school, you got picked on. Yeah, you just had to deal with it. You know what I mean? Either say something back, fight back, or keep it moving. But I guess, I know you can't beat up everybody. I mean, it's just my thing, like it's different, But last 20 minutes, let's transition on to Diddy and the Kid Cudi situation real quick. And then we'll talk pretty much wrapping things up. I know Ply said that he is pretty much said his thoughts on it. So this is the photo right here of Kid Cudi's Porsche being set to ablaze by the Mote cocktail release. Again, that's not that bad. I mean, to be honest, and I know it sucks for like him, but I assume worst case scenario, he's got to get some new seats because the car looked like it's still, drivable, but I don't really know. So ironically, you see Kid Cudi, he has a full head-on tattoo. Pause. I wouldn't mind having one too, off mode but on mode. And this article button posted May 22nd. So again, we're gonna keep the party started on this one, and then we'll wrap things up. So this one was pretty simple. They didn't really go into details on this one, but I do got more articles on this one for sure, and we'll see how it goes. So it looks like Kid Cudi agrees with Brian Still that Cassie played him led to two different lives. So pretty much, you know, he obviously had to get cross-examined by Diddy's attorneys, and Brian Still, aka YSL Still, that man's a great attorney from what we see from the outside looking in. Even though, you know, he's representing Diddy, but he's also making Kid Cudi them, you know, that's his thing, to give the jury, you know, reasonable doubt. And I will say he's very good at that, you know. Says Kid Cudi was called as a witness in the Diddy federal trafficking, and I'm saying that for YouTube purposes, and racketeering trial in New York on Thursday. While on the stand, Cudi was asked about his and Cassie's brief relationship, which he said ultimately came to a close due to the alleged harassment from Diddy and related drama. Per reporting from Complex, Sean Scenario, Cudi said during his questioning by prosecutors Emily Johnson that he and Cassie first met in 2008 but didn't date until 2011. Cudi was last week's released his new song Neverland and is soon to roll out his memoir. Went on to recount an alleged break-in at his home and harm inflicted on his dog amid his and Cassie's relationship. Expectedly, alleged motive cocktail started a fire, so I'm assuming it's not the typical fire is what they're trying to say at. The damage to Porsche owned by Cudi was also discussed, as was a meeting at Soho House in Hollywood during which Cudi words Diddy looked like a Marvel supervillain. Dog, come on, man. At the end of the day, I still feel like you got to hold up for yours, no matter how powerful a situation a person is. I mean, I'm not saying I don't fear anybody, but at the same time, if you got to hold it down. But at the same time, I get it. Kid Cudi probably thinks Diddy is one of those people that's like super overly powering, right? It says during cross-examination, Brian Still, an attorney for Diddy, whose name should be familiar to a frequent Complex readers, argued that Cassie had not been frank and had instead played Cudi during their time together. Cudi offered a yes and an agreement, which the assessment later saying that he and Cassie first discussed her relationship with Diddy around Thanksgiving of 2010, according to Cudi. And it says Cassie did inform him at one point of Diddy alleged physical abuse, alleged ex abuse, and however was not discussed by the two. Still also tried to paint Cassie as someone who's played both Cudi and Diddy. Cudi relied true. Well, Still asked if he believed Miss Ventura was living two different lives. This is in line with the approach Diddy's legal team took during their cross-examination of Cassie during its into the trial. Last week, Anna Aveto, another attorney from Diddy, had Cassie read through numerous text messages, many about freak-offs that she and prosecutors had agreed were often facilitated or fabricated through, various forms of coercion. So pretty much like an agreement, to the best of my knowledge. Again, I could be wrong. Diddy, meanwhile, has denied the allegations against him in this case, which first kicked into motion upon his arrest last September. If convicted as charged, he faces the possibility of life behind bars, though the maximum sentence, regardless of the outcome, isn't widely believed to be likely. So they're saying that, even if Diddy gets, if it don't work out in his favor, the judge probably I still give him life. But let's just keep it 100. I'm not saying Diddy's old, but he's not a young man either. You know what I'm saying? He's in his 50s to the best of my knowledge. Do you want to spend the next 20, 30 years behind bars? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, right? Okay. So yeah, we had Cudi testify against Diddy in trial, says he wanted to fight the mogul. So again, we've seen multiple articles from this. I think we got the Cudi situation, but other people, what they're speaking out on for the last 15 minutes, and then we'll cover one last little part because it says the exotic dancer that is known as the Punisher question about the erectile dysfunction struggles. Pause. I'll close out with that one because that's very interesting, and then the earnings of Diddy as well. But Plies, nobody at all, but Mr. Plies comes in and says he's done watching the Diddy trial after the testimony of the exotic dancer as the Punisher. So let's go here and then we'll cut to Plies real quick. So pretty much this is the one from the exotic dancer. The dancer who is known as the Punisher was also asked about his recently published book of erectile dysfunction in search of the freezer meat. It says, during the ex-trafficking and racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs, an exotic dancer that was allegedly hired for the mogul's alleged freak-off sex parties, testified about struggling to erectile dysfunction. Sheree the Punisher Hayes, who testified about participating in these freak-offs, was cross-examined by Diddy's legal team and asked to provide more details and clarify some of his comments when he took the stand. He said that he was given a subtitle directions by Diddy on how to have actual intercourse with Cassie and clarified that he never given impression that she was on drugs or that her interactions were non-consensual. So again, while they'll say like, well, she wasn't on drugs, but Diddy was, but they can't confirm or not that. But he's saying also, hell, it looked like she wanted to do it. That's why he did it. And it seemed like one of those like, hey, somebody's being forced against their will. I'm not saying that's not the case, but that's what he's saying from what I'm getting from this allegedly. He says he also spoke about the times Diddy suddenly walked in and him and Cassie and threw condoms at a couch that were on. It was not threatening, more just assertive. He said, noting that it threw him off. I was expecting my own anxiety too. I had no achieve an erection. So again, he was not comfortable, I guess. And my thought process, the condoms I knew was going to be an obstacle for me in terms of getting an erectile dysfunction and maintaining one too. So homie, if you're that type of person, if you're struggling for that, then yeah. So apparently this is the book he has called In Search of Freezer Meat. I guess it's based off of that. He said at one point during the same interaction, Diddy told him that he wanted him to have a penetrative sex with Cassie. It was an aggressive suggestion that how I interpreted it. He added, it was not threatening. So again, looks like this was something that, Diddy talked in a firm but maybe calming voice. He says, during his testimony, he was also congratulated on his book, which came out earlier this month, available now. The full title is In Search of Freezer Meat, a story of a male mental health crisis caused by erectile dysfunction and the only true cure no one is talking about, a penis implant. Wow. So when asked what the title means, he replied, what's harder than freezer meat? Wow. So he's trying to say that he wants to be rock solid hard. So this is him right here, Sheree Hayes. This is his book. Interesting. I can't believe that I'm reading this right now. It's kind of weird. But this is a book. Would I read it and buy it? No, thank you. But at the same time, I gotta give him like E for effort, It's not a bad cover, and if you're going through that, some people may actually want to read it. So I'm not gonna discourage people who want to read it or this, that, and the third. It says the subject of performance anxiety also came up when he was questioned about the prosecution who asked him if he had ever had difficulty creating a scene for Diddy at the freak-offs events. He said, yes, at times I experienced anxiety and some actual pleasure within myself, he said. So there were moments I could struggle with getting and maintaining an erection. So there were times I experienced those issues. He was also asked if he based the book on the experiences with Diddy and Cassie. He said, based it on their original interaction. It's more general, a book about those performing anxieties that the Pacific Freak-Off interactions. He also does not mention either of them in the name of the book and describes them as a wealthy married couple. So, again, that could not be them. Diddy's attorney is going to throw this out. To be honest, if it is based on him, but it's based off a wealthy married couple, Diddy and Cassie were never married. So that could easily be debunked. and I'm not trying to defend Diddy here in any way, shape, or form, but I'm like, again, you got to come with clean, straight evidence, As previously reported, he testified about the first freak-offs he was hired for, which went down in 2012. He said he was contacted by Cassie, who go by the name Janet, during an interaction. He claimed he was hired for between 8 and 12 additionally freak-offs after the first one, for which he was paid either $1,200 or $2,000 at the time. So let's see what Plies got to say real quick. I'm not going to read the whole article, but if there's a video of Plies saying something, I want to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me play this joint real quick. I don't want to read the whole joint, but I do want to play this, because this is kind of interesting. Let me see if I can play this.
Hey, I don't know if y'all keep it up with the the trial shit, but I told my motherfucking self after yesterday, I said I ain't watching it no motherfucking more. Not me. Yesterday was my last motherfucking day watching that motherfucking trial. Cause I seen they called one of the witnesses to the goddamn stage, and I'm in the kitchen and shit. I got my motherfucking bike turned to the TV.
Hey, Plies, he got a point, bruh. I'm sorry. It's funny to me. He is good on social media.
And I guess one of the motherfucking male escorts that they called out to the motherfucking house, I don't know if they found him on Craigslist. I don't know where the fuck they found him at. But he get on the motherfucking stand.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, he right though, because when they find this motherfucker, y'all know, you know what I mean? And it's like, it could be on both sides. The prosecutors, where y'all find this motherfucker? And then Diddy and Cassie, where did y'all find this motherfucker? But go ahead.
Man, yesterday. And they asked him his motherfucking name. And I granted, I'm putting some shit in the sink, the TV behind me. And he said his motherfucking nickname is the motherfucking Punisher.
Hey, I'm sorry.
He said his motherfucking nickname.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's the Punisher.
I get it, yo. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
And the reason this shit threw me off, cause that's my motherfucking name.
Oh God, wow.
I said, God damn, he trying to steal my motherfucking name. I thought I was the only motherfucking Punisher. I thought that was my motherfucking name. That motherfucking name, period. And I'm motherfucking washing the dishes. I'm thinking I done got caught up in the motherfucking indictment.
Ah, he weak, bro. He weak.
I'm thinking that the motherfucking indicted me. I say, wait a minute, man. Ain't no motherfucking way. He trying to steal my motherfucking name. The motherfucking Punisher, man. That's me. There's only one motherfucking Punisher out here, man. And it ain't motherfucking you. So I done motherfucking made my mind up, man. That's enough of that shit. I ain't watching no more of that.
He ain't watching no more because he think they after his ass. But I mean, come on, bro. Again, I get it, but at the same time, come on, Plies. That's a stretch, dog. You already know that. So let's wrap up for the last 5 minutes. One more article I got on this one right here, and then we should be good to go for Music Monday. I'm only going to join for another 5 minutes. It says Diddy reportedly is earning millions in jail through a side hustle. Think about this. You would think it would be hard for him to be making money. Now, this is May 26th, so this is based off today. Again, some cats can make money behind bars. I mean, if you're a hustler, you're a hustler. And to be honest, we got to give Diddy that credit. Say what you want to say about him. He's a hard worker. Whether he got it all honest, that's on your opinion. Says Diddy is reportedly earning millions despite being behind bars after setting up a new side hustle. According to the U.S. Suns, since his arrest, Diddy has set up a new business renting out his $60 million private jet. I mean, I'm assuming he's probably been doing that low-key, for real. I mean, the thing is, if you ain't got to go nowhere and it's your jet, you don't want to just sit there. You probably rent it out for other motherfuckers that, sure, say okay, cool, we'll rent it out for 10. We'll rent it out for 20. That's, people like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? and they want to take the whole family and this, that, and the third. Because the thing is, buying a jet is not cheap. You know, it says the jet has been available for private rental since September. So maybe it is his first time doing it, or it's just first time being noticed to the public. It says last year and has been hired 126 times up until early this month. Records show that that the jet has been in use virtually every other day since September and has clocked in almost 150,000 miles. It says it's cost $32,000 and $597 for a single journey on the jet, meaning the venture has earned Diddy more than $4 million since September. That's Diddy making bread, bro. Diddy has previously offered to put the jet up as collateral in a bid to get released from jail on bail. However, that was rejected by the judge. Diddy and his team are yet to comment on the reported business. Of course they're not going to comment. They're in the mid-trial. They're not talking about... They're trying to get this man home. It's none of your business what he's bringing in. These attorneys, of course, he's obviously got to pay, keep his lights on, take care of his kids and his family. But he got to pay these... Whatever's left probably going straight to the attorneys, dog. Diddy ex-trafficking trial is set to continue tomorrow, May 27th, following the bombshell testimony of Kid Cudi last week. Subpoenaed to testify about his brief relationship with Cassie in 2011, Cudi claimed that Diddy once broke into his Los Angeles home. Cudi testified that after Diddy found out about his relationship with Cassie, a friend phoned him to report that the Bad Boy Records founder had broken into his home. On his way back home, Cudi said that he phoned Diddy with a record executive telling him, "I'm over here waiting for you." Cudi testified that he arrived at his home to find his security cameras were not working and the intruders had gone through his belongings, including opening Christmas presents, intertwined with his family. This is my thing. If they wasn't there, but you're saying this is what they... No disrespect. I think Diddy presents, not that it matters, but why would Diddy want to go out his way to go open up your presents and not take anything? I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm saying that's a question that obviously I think his attorneys is going to bring to light here, to the jury. Cudi further said that his dog had been injured in the incident and locked in a bathroom. The Pursuit of Happiness rapper added that after the incident, his dog had become jittery and on edge. Cudi described his feelings towards Diddy after the break-in, saying, "I wanted to confront him. I wanted to fight him." The rapper and occasional actor also said that he filed a police report on the incident. That's my thing. If you really want to fight him, you could have, you want to pull up. I don't think you're going to pull up on Diddy, bro. I'm no genius. But he said he wanted to fight him. That's how he felt. Cudi also accused Diddy of blowing up his Porsche, something that the rapper and producer denied to him in a private conversation. So, Diddy's denied the situation. Again, if he has this stuff, this is my thing. And we can take it back to training day. I got myself on the main screen before I wrap things up here for the last few minutes. It's not what you know. At the end of the day, in all these cases, it's what you can prove. It's not what you know. You can snitch all day long, but if you got somewhat of a decent attorney, which that may hit or miss, because if you got the people that just work there, like a court-appointed attorney, it's hit or miss. Some of them care, some of them don't. But when you got your paid attorney where they're being paid to care, they're going to call out stuff like this, like, yo, how do you know it was him? They said the security cameras was off, right? So can we play back and say that was Diddy and them in there? Like, no, but I talked to somebody on the phone. You said you didn't even say you talked to Diddy directly. You know what I'm saying? So, again, all these are going to ring like, they're going to, whether they want to admit it or not, is going to mean like, raise like red flags at the end of the day. So, again, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And again, Diddy's trial is set to go for like a whole nother month. So there's a lot more people that's supposed to be coming to the table. But like many have saying, and I'm not saying I'm picking a side here, but from what all we've seen, it seems just like a whole bunch of people that are some freaks that can send it to some, some freaky shit. I don't see where he had somebody, held a gun to their head. You know what I'm saying? So, again, no judgment zone over here. I've talked to, people in the past that, I'll say, we all have our own way of how we, release ourselves or whatever. I've met some people that's kind of like on my level. I met some people that's I'm like, wow, y'all are in like left field. No judgment zone because everybody is human. Everybody got their own way. So that's why I say I'm not trying to pick on Diddy. I don't know if he's bi. I don't know if any of that. But again, as far as the case goes, and I know there's way more to get through, so I'm assuming they gotta have harder evidence than this. But I'm assuming usually when they start the trial, they usually come out trying to swing, for a home run right out the gate. But, so far, I don't see where, in my opinion, I don't see where Diddy's done anything that's kind of like that nobody probably didn't anticipate. And I'll leave it right there, man. But we're coming up on an hour mark. Let's wrap things up here for the night. Pretty much we talked about Tory Lanez. Pretty much he's been moved to a different facility after being stabbed 14 times. Chris Brown, I know he has been out on bond. We also talked about Rod Wave, which I didn't talk about Chris Brown. We did talk about him last Music Monday. But, he's back out on bond, and he's going to complete, obviously, the tour, I'm assuming. But also we talked about Rod Wave. He's out on bond as well. So hopefully, he's able to figure that situation out because it seems like there's some miscommunication every time he gets, in a law situation. And also we closed out with Diddy and Kid Cudi, kind of an update on Kid Cudi testifying, and more to come this week for the Diddy trial, I'm sure. They probably took a break for the holiday, but it is what it is. I mean, we're all human at the end of the day. But let's go and wrap things up here for Music Monday. Appreciate everybody for coming through and being active in the chat. Really means a lot for the kid. I'll be back live again on Wednesday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast for the sneakers. But until then, this is Music Monday. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, sign up for that Sold Out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it's free to sign up. Well, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay, and I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. And yeah, I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. If If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while.